Welcome back to my next video. Today we are going to go over the racers with the top 10 all-time team races on SSH. Show Riders, or SSH, is a team that has been around for nearly 10 years and is led by the team captain, Valtal. Our first racer is V for Vegan, or Valtal, who has 234,391 team races, which is 99.65% of her all-time races. She has been a member of the team since December 11, 2024, when SSH was formed, which is no surprise since she is the captain and is unable to leave without disbanding the team. This is pretty impressive for the team captain to have the most team races, as they typically don't have as much time to race while leading their team. In addition to that, it shows that in order to be a successful team captain, you have to stick it out through the good and bad times and be dedicated to leading your team to the best of your ability. Valtal is an awesome captain. The racer with the second most team races on SSH is Venki, who has 169,594 team races, which is 94% of his all-time races. Venki has been a loyal team member to SSH for at least 4 years, but possibly more before I joined. While he may not currently be on the team, he is likely to return once he's able to start racing and continue building up those team races. The racer with the third most team races on SSH is Raspberry, who has 154,799 team races, which is nearly 97% of her all-time races. Raspberry, or more commonly referred to as R3, is also a co-captain of the team. While she may not currently be on the team, she is also a loyal and longtime member of SSH since 2017. The racer with the fourth most team races on SSH is I Love You to the Stars, who has 152,601 team races, which is 51% of her all-time races. I Love You to the Stars, or Illy, is also a co-captain of the team. Illy may not have raced as many races on SSH, but I still consider her to be a loyal member of the team. When she is left to go help a friend or run a team of her own, I was always happy to see her rejoin SSH. She has always been a part of the officer team while being on the team, from what I recall. The racer with the fifth most team races on SSH is Mighty, who has 151,694 team races, which is 42.5% of his all-time races. Mighty was briefly an officer on SSH for a couple months, but the majority of the time on the team he was just an active member. While Mighty isn't on SSH, he is usually helping Craze or other friends with their teams. The racer with the sixth most team races on SSH is TheDestroyist, who has 144,396 team races, which is 91% of my all-time races. I first joined SSH in early 2021 and have been a loyal member to the team for 3.5 years, and I'm currently one of the co-captains of the team. Show Riders is my forever home, and I'm grateful that Valtal invited me to be part of her officer team. The racer with the seventh most team races on SSH is Craze, who has 135,977 team races, which is 57% of his all-time races. Craze was an officer for a couple months on the team, but the majority of the time he was an active member. While Craze isn't on SSH, he is usually helping other friends with their teams, or running one of his own. The racer with the eighth most team races on SSH is Wildflower, with 119,866 team races, which is almost 12% of her all-time races. Some of you have may not known that Wildflower had been on SSH at some point in her NT career. She was last on the team in early 2020 prior to the creation of WAMS, which is now known as PR2W. The racer with the ninth most team races on SSH is Sergeant Pepper, whom most would recognize as Mal, who has 113,240 team races, which is 35.6% of his all-time races. Mal first joined SSH in late 2018 and later became an officer on the team. He was the first one to ever pass Valtal in team races, although she has since passed him back again. He hasn't been on SSH throughout his entire career, as shown by the percentage of his all-time races on SSH. However, I can tell that he loves the team. Since he retired from playing Nitro Type competitively, if he ever gets a spark to do some races, it seems like SSH is one of the first teams that he thinks of to rejoin. The racer with the 10th most team races on SSH is I Love Volatile and Nike, who most recognize as Hysteria or Flander in modern times. He has 110,061 team races, which is 42% of his all-time races. Hysteria first joined SSH in early 2018 and later became an officer on the team. Finally, I'd like to give an honorable mention to Bluer. I'm unable to show his NT profile at this time because the account has since been banned. Bluer has 252,953 team races, which is 63% of his all-time races. This is still the highest team races completed on SSH, or at least until Valtel passes that record and takes back the lead. While doing research for this video, I thought it was interesting that almost everyone in the top 10 had been an officer on the team at some point. The few that were not were offered the opportunity but respectively declined. Anyways, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe so you will be notified when I upload any future videos.